Okay, today we will be replacing a sacrificial anode rod on a water heater. So instead of using a cheater pipe on your 1/2-inch drive ratchet, I'd recommend using an impact gun to remove the old anode out of the top of your water heater. This one costs right around $42 on Amazon.com. Here's a model number. Quick disclaimer, not a paid promotion, just the tool I'm using. Comes with some sockets, as you see here. Nice case. Nice long power cord. The reason I recommend using an impact gun like this to remove the sacrificial anode rod is, again, they're hard to remove, and especially if you're working by yourself. You don't want to have the water heater trying to twist and move on you while you're trying to break loose that sacrificial anode rod. There's the specs. 7.5 amps, 120 volts, single phase. Again, 1/2-inch drive. So this will make the job quick and easy using an impact gun. That's my recommendation. Now, do not use an impact gun when you install the new sacrificial anode rod. So first we're going to start by turning off the gas valve on the water heater, as well as the gas supply valve. And I'm going to turn off the cold water supply coming into the water heater. I'm going to hook up a short hose to the drain valve on the bottom of the water heater. You don't need to drain the water heater completely. You just need to relieve the pressure and drain it down a few inches, so we don't have a bunch of water trying to come out when we remove the old anode. And so I'm just going to direct this towards the floor drain. I'm going to slowly open the drain valve with the 1/2-inch screwdriver in this case. Next, we're going to go upstairs in this 2-story house to the second floor bathroom, and we want to open the faucets and relieve the pressure and break the vacuum. And here's where the anode rod sits. You've got to remove this cover. There it is. So it takes 1 inch and a 1/16 socket, or I believe a 27mm socket. So either way, in a 6-point socket. Ideally, you want to use an impact socket, and I'm using a small 1/2-inch extension to get past the draft hood so the impact gun doesn't hit the draft hood. Be careful, wear safety glasses. And that's it, quick and easy. I'm just going to grab a pair of needle nose pliers and pull out the old anode rod. Ideally, you should be checking these once a year, or at least every 2 years at the most. This water heater is 8 years old. You can see how eaten away the old anode rod is. So there's a new anode rod on the left, there's the old one on the right. That's after 8 years. So put some Teflon tape and some pipe dope on the threads of the new rod, and you want to gently thread it in by hand, being careful not to cross thread, obviously, the threads. And sometimes you kind of got to wiggle it a little bit as you're threading it in. Might help to turn it to the left, about a 1/4 turn, and then turn it back to the right, and you'll feel it when it catches. It should thread in smoothly. Once you thread it in snug by hand, then you can use your 1/2-inch drive ratchet with your socket to tighten it up the rest of the way. Again, do not use the impact gun to tighten it down, because you can tighten it too much. You don't want to do that. And the Teflon tape and pipe dope makes it easier to install, easier to remove next time, provides a watertight, leak-proof seal. You don't have to worry about galling metal on metal threads. I'm not going crazy tight on this, but definitely nice and snug. You'll kind of get a feel for it. I believe it's 3/4 inch national pipe thread is what those threads actually are. Okay, now we'll slowly turn on the cold water to the water heater and start to fill up the tank. And check and make sure there's no leaks up here. Everything is dry. So I'll go ahead and put the little plastic cover back over that. I'll go back upstairs and turn off the faucet. And I take the aerator out so you don't get any debris in the aerator when you go to turn your water back on. Just a tip. Again, be careful not to cross thread. And now we'll slowly turn the gas valve on. Pull this cover off. And we're going to turn this to pilot and then push in that black knob and then press this black igniter button a few times until we see the pilot light, and we'll see the blue light come on here on the gas valve when the pilot light actually does light. There we go. The blue flashing LED is on. You can see the pilot light is lit. So now we're going to hold it in for a few seconds and then we'll turn it to hot. And you can see the main burner lit. And the blue LED is flashing normally. We'll put our cover back on. And that's it. I hope this helps you. I like to put the date when the anode wad was replaced. I want to tell you about a practical facilities maintenance handbook available now in ebook and paperback format. It has common facilities documents, signage, tags, resource and training material, as well as common shop equipment drawings that you can use to fabricate shop equipment for your facility. The link for this book is in the video description below. Or if you need shirts, hats, mugs, or weather-resistant stickers for your facility, there is a link in the video description below for this online facilities maintenance store where you can purchase the products that you see here. I hope you find this helpful. Please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment, and thanks for watching.